Hey, kia ora, Care. It's Matt Churchwell. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
Yeah, brilliant actually. We've had a really busy day today, but I'm really excited to talk to you. So I've spent a lot of time working with the Americans. My previous role was the Royal Marine Attaché in Washington, so I've come to love certainly the USMC, but I hadn't really worked closely with the Navy before, so this is a real opportunity for me. I volunteered for this role. So this time round, we started off in Papua New Guinea, which is fabulous. We then went to the Federated States of Micronesia, including Chuuk, Pohnpei. We went to Palau. We're now in Samoa, which is a great country, and we'll be heading off to Vanuatu before heading back to Hawaii, hopefully home in time for Christmas. Certainly before we come to any of these countries, we do consultation with US State Department and with the host nations themselves. So we are very much delivering projects that they want us to deliver. So we know it's value added, and that's a really important part of the deployment. So all in, I think we're about 1,500 who take part in this deployment. And whilst it's predominantly US Navy led, it is supported by partners. So I'm a Brit, for example, from the UK, but we have Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Germany, Japan, Republic of Korea, Singapore, and of course the US. The lines of effort are important because it allows us to have a ground basis of what we're doing here. The activities that we do when we hit the ground are engineering tasks, medical, disaster management, and then we do host nation engagement, and that's everything from soft power band performances through to engagement with local schools and colleges. So I never really met the Seabees before, but I've come to really, really enjoy working with them. And there's two infrastructure projects here. So they've been developing some school facilities because the school has just grown, so they needed some new facilities there, restrooms, etc. Through to a medical centre where they've been working, again, basic facilities, but also they identified the need. The ambulance was unable really to drop patients off because there was a dirt track. So the Seabees just put a concrete decking on there and it's made it so much quicker. So they're fantastic and they're small projects where they're needed. The medical aim is to really do capacity building. So it's not so much direct care, it's about working alongside our host nations and just sharing best practices, and it is two-way. But of course, we come to some countries and they are in desperate need. So Chuuk, for example, we were more involved with sort of direct care than side-by-side care. And I've seen some excellent work, for example, from the midwifery people who've been going into these host nations and just sort of, again, sharing best practices, but using local techniques. So not Western style sort of presentation techniques, but really adapting to the needs of the local. And I've been super impressed with that. So we've got vets here as well, and they've gone through. And again, we try to do side by side. So it's taking the local vets and just sort of giving them some top tips, some assistance. Some countries require a bit more support than others. Some are pretty much, all the way there, and we can just sort of, some little tweaks. Others need a little bit more help. So again, it's our vets, and we've got Army vets, or Navy vets, and partner nation vets, and they just go in there, assess the need very quickly, and then we deliver to the package required. So we've got a very, very strong partnership with the Centre for Excellence in Disaster Management. They're based in Honolulu, working for Indo-Pacific Command. So they come out and we support them in the delivery of some of the, I'll take the example, in a lot of these countries, we've based our activities on an oil spill workshop. So we'll go and engage with them and just help them how we would respond. And that is helpful for us as well, because if we have to come back to these countries, we know the people we might have to engage with and the facilities they had. Other areas, certainly in Palau, we help them with their air traffic control systems, linked to Aeromed, so medical evacuation capability. Again, it helped them, but it helped us to understand the capabilities in that country. And then yesterday it was an emergency situation, sort of advising the emergency services how to deal with a large number of patients, all the way through to an oil spill workshop. And small steps, but yesterday it was really encouraging to see what they're able to deliver. We've got a fantastic Pacific Partnership 25 band, and I'm super impressed. I mean, they're based on the 7th Fleet band, but they pulled in partner nations from Australia and Canada. They had 2 weeks to practice on the USS Pearl Harbor as we came over from Honolulu to Papua New Guinea, but they pulled it off and they are absolutely fantastic. The lead singer, Damien, for example, used to sing on Broadway. Jonah, one of the drummers, used to play with Sting. He hates me mentioning that, but he's absolutely fantastic. But they are all super brilliant. They've got a set that they deliver, but then they learn some of the local songs as well. And if you stood there in the audience, you hear them play this set, and when the local ones come on, you can just see the kids and the audience, just their eyes, and they start singing, and all of a sudden you've got this mass band of enthusiasm, and they're absolutely fantastic. So how they do it, I don't know, but they manage to sing in the local dialect and just get everyone on board. It's fantastic, they're brilliant. Countries like Samoa, we're doing these sort of shaping activities, the activities on the ground, the tactical level activity. But if we needed to come back, America's got experience of Samoa, they've got experience of us. So yeah, it's preparing and calm to respond in crisis.